Hey guys, can we talk today about why you need to stop aiming for perfection when you're trying to conceive and it's not going so well? I get so many emails from so many of you telling me all the amazing changes you've made to help improve your fertility, but often what I'm hearing is that there's a lot of things and a lot of things can feel really stressful. So if you are feeling overwhelmed by all the changes that you've had to make and perhaps really struggling with this idea that you're doing all the things and you still don't have your baby, then hopefully this video is going to help relieve some of that stress for you today. And I really want to talk about this because I've been where you are. After our third loss and we took a big break, and the intention of that break was really just to get back to a place of feeling happy again and feeling okay in life again without striving for a baby. But then towards the end of that break, I did start thinking about starting to try again and making sure that I was in the best health that I could be going forward. And I found myself at that point getting really obsessed with all the things. So making sure that I was eating right, that I wasn't eating gluten and dairy, that I wasn't having any caffeine, that I was going to my acupuncturist, that I was taking all my supplements, that we weren't using any sort of chemicals, all of the things. And don't get me wrong, none of these things are bad. In fact, all of these things make us feel healthier and make us healthier and therefore make us more fertile. But the problem was that I was just feeling like there were all these rules and I had to do everything perfectly. And if I stuffed up, then I'd stuffed up completely. And that because of that, I might have another miscarriage. And it was too heavy. And I remember one day in particular, I was feeling on top of the world. I was feeling like I was doing all the right things. I was feeling good in my body. And I was starting to feel like, okay, I think I'm ready to try again. I really had that inner voice saying, you're ready, it's time to try again. But I went to an acupuncture appointment. And at that point, I think I was going near weekly to acupuncture. And she started the session. It was all going well. And then I think I must have been on my belly and I had some paint on my legs. And at the time we were renovating the downstairs of our house to turn it into a yoga studio because that really had been what I put my energy into when we took that break. It was a very healing project and it was about me focusing on something other than having a baby. Anyway, so she saw this paint on my leg and she started asking questions about the type of paint we were using and how it was toxic, how it can impact your fertility. And I just felt like, give me a break. Like I'm doing all the things. I was doing the best I can. I don't use chemicals in my home. I don't use chemicals on my body. I was eating really well. Like I said, I was doing all the things and this one little thing. And I know that paint isn't the greatest. Certainly wasn't painting in a small confined space with no windows open. I was doing all those things. And sure, there is a better option for paint, but this was just the paint that we'd painted the rest of our house with. And it was what I was going with. And in many ways, I just wanted to stop having to think so much about it. I didn't want to have to agonize over every small decision because that felt worse in my body. And obviously it's such a small point. She was only trying to do her best and was trying to help me with changes I could make. But it was just like, I don't know, the tip of the iceberg. And I was just feeling like, I'm just done. And in that same appointment, there was another test that we'd gotten results back for. And I think it was the results to egg quality and the AMH level. And my results were for, at the time, I think I was about 33, that I had low egg reserve. And I was really feeling stressed out by this result and just feeling like, time was running out and I just was never going to get my baby. And then I asked her and I was like, okay, so what do we do about this? And she was like, oh, there's really nothing we can do. That's just usually a result that if you're going through IVF, they'll use that to push you into IVF. And I just remember thinking, so why did you send me for this? Like, I only need one egg. Like, it doesn't matter if I have 5,000 left or 30,000 left. I don't even know how many eggs we have, but you get the point. Like, it's an irrelevant number. And I just remember feeling like, I think I'm done. I think I'm done getting all the information and I just need to rest and sit and trust with what I'm already doing and that I'm doing the best I can and I don't need to keep looking for answers because maybe there will never be answers. And to be honest, I don't exactly know why I had those 3 miscarriages. And I don't know if the changes I made afterwards were what got me my healthy baby or maybe I would have had that healthy baby that time anyway. None of us know. And I wish for you in this situation, you could find a way to make positive changes, do as many good things as you can, but with the perspective of I'm doing the best I can and I don't have to be perfect. because I don't think you can be perfect. Like if I had waited till I got my cycle perfectly aligned, who knows? I might have been so stressed out that I still couldn't conceive and carry a baby. And I honestly remember that as a real turning point of feeling empowered in my body again and being like, no, I know the answers for me. You might have the theory, but I know the truth for me. And I really had to come back into alignment with my own truth and stop putting all my faith into all the experts around me and trust that I knew what was right for me. So I hope this video makes sense. I feel like I've gone on a little bit of a tangent, but my point is, if you are making positive changes for your health, for your fertility, please try and do it in a way that feels good for you. So if going to weekly acupuncture feels good, then go. But if going to weekly acupuncture doesn't feel good because you just get told all the things you're doing wrong, then don't go, or find another acupuncturist. And if quitting alcohol makes you feel really good and healthy in your body, then quit alcohol. Or if having a drink on the weekend with your partner or at celebrations feels good, then do that. If quitting caffeine altogether feels really good for you, then do that. But if that feels impossible, maybe you can just cut down. Maybe you can just switch to decaf. It doesn't have to be all or nothing. You can do little tiny steps in the right direction and still get there. It doesn't need to be all or nothing, which often just stresses you out and makes you feel like you want to quit when it doesn't work. You don't want to feel so worked up that by the time you pee on that stick, you're feeling like, well, it's this or nothing. If it hasn't worked this time, then it's never going to work. You don't want to put yourself in that position. You want to be able to take a breath and just ease into it and feel like you're living this really good, positive, healthy life and you're moving in the right direction and that your baby is coming and that you don't have to do it perfectly in order to get your baby. I hope that this video helps. If you would like to practice some fertility yoga or meditation with me to help come down from that stress a little bit, I'll leave some links below for you to go and check it out. Remember though, it doesn't have to be perfect. You don't have to do it every day. Even just learning how to breathe, to calm down a little bit and just to remind yourself that you are safe can do so much for how you feel day to day. Thank you for being here.